We continue with the action here at the premier combat sports venue in the Lone Star State, the Owl's Nest, Houston, Texas. This is Red Owl Boxing being presented in association with Four Champs Boxing Promotions. This contest, 6 rounds, and it is our second Shadow Fight Goods Super Lightweight Tournament bout. Our judges scoring at ringside, we have Anthony Moss, along with Ricky Stoner and Dr. Kelly Isaac. Presenting first, the fighter in the blue corner. He enters wearing silver with blue and orange trim on the scale. He registered an official 136 3/4 pounds tonight. Inside of the Red Owl boxing ring, he puts his undefeated record on the line, consisting of 5 victories. 4 of those victories coming by way of KO. From Darby, Pennsylvania, Najeem John. Across the ring, the red corner, wearing pink with white and blue trim, he weighed in officially at 141 1/4 pounds, with an equally outstanding record of 8 victories against 1 lone defeat, 3 of his victories coming by way of KO. Fighting out of Newburgh, New York, Elijah the Bully Williams. A referee, Joe Rodriguez.
Time. More importantly, I expect you to protect yourself at all times. These are good, these are good. Touch them up, let's go.
Well, this side of the tournament bracket, much more experienced, much more tested than were Randy Zazueta or Dion Jones. Both these men entering this contest coming off of impressive wins. Najeem John scoring a big upset win over Muhammad Robinson, a fighter with over 100 amateur bouts. That was back in September of last year. Elijah Williams scored a true and literal buzzer beater knockout over Wesley Rivers on Country Box earlier this year. That knockout coming at 2:59 of the 6th and final round.
Oh, wow. Very quickly, we see the separation and the experience in these guys opposed to the previous match. Both guys much more conventional, looking and observing, opposed to just throwing and fighting off of athleticism and instinct.
Touch him with that one. Touch him with that one.
Go face. Yep, good stat. Good stat.
Let's go, Eli. Touch him.
Najeem John starting things out, backing Elijah Williams up. Kind of the inverse of maybe what you would have thought this fight would look like. Elijah Williams, nicknamed the Bully, and in his best performances like that win, over Wesley Rivers, that's how he behaved in the ring. Najeem Johns, when he beat Muhammad Robinson, as he said recently in interviews, Robinson probably thought that he was going to go in there and try and bomb him out. Instead, he showed that he had some boxing skill, and so right now, we're behaving in an opposite manner.
Opposite for sure. Nice left hand landed by Johns, and that's exactly why we're not seeing a bully right now from Elijah. He has a southpaw in front of him. A lot of times when you have limited experience, when you see that southpaw style, it pretty much stops you from thinking you can do a lot of the things that you typically do against another orthodox fighter.
On the counter, baby.
The angle changes instantly. That front hand pawing changes instantly, and it just changes the energy that you possess that you normally would have.
Use that one.
And I like Johns, you know, again, he's more of a boxer, more of a counter puncher, but he's stepping to Williams. Williams is giving him that, and he's taking it. We got both guys still being patient, but what we don't have, which I'm grateful for, is we don't have both guys simply just waiting on the other to make a move. Typically, when you're a counter puncher or a boxer, you're always waiting, and John's decided not to wait is a good thing for him.
Yeah, certainly taking the initiative, in particular, that stabbing jab to the body now comes over the top.
I think Williams got the better of that exchange right there. Looked like they both threw big punches, and Williams was the one that landed.
Yeah, perhaps that right hand got there before the left of Najeem Johns.
Exactly.
Very competitive opening round.
You're not using nothing else. You gotta make you use it, right? Shots like that. You expect 7, you gotta use your 6. You gotta touch him with these punches. Alright? Stop looking at him with your jab. You don't want to deal with your power. You're afraid to see him timid. Take advantage of that, okay? You're doing beautiful in there. Just keep it active. Make sure you're waking up and staying sharp in there, okay? Beautiful work. Okay?
The overhand, right?
It landed beautifully the first time. We gotta go right back in there with it, okay? Beautiful work. You're not ready for you, Naj. He's scared. Look at him. You're not ready. That's it, Naj. That's it. All right? Let's get it. Let's work, baby. Let's work.
It's round 2 underway. Elijah Williams and Najeem Johns. Elijah Williams, the only participant in our 4-man tourney who has suffered a loss so far in his pro career. That came at the hands of Elijah Flores on an MVP promotions card. So he has fought here on DAZN before. But Sean, he said that in taking that loss, he learned what he has to do. He said, I have to steamroll everyone that gets in the ring with me because I cannot trust the judges.
Nice straight right hand landed right there from Williams. And Williams, upon coming out for this round, I heard the corner say, let's work. You know, so they want to see more action from him offensively. And we see him popping that jab much more than he did in the first round. I tell guys all the time, don't think that just because you're standing across from a southpaw that jab isn't going to work. It works. And we can see it right here. It's evident right here with Williams.
Oh, boy.
Don't get him! Man, you don't back up like that. Don't get him!
As a nasty clash of heads, you see the blood gushing from the hairline of Najeem Johns and a pretty bad cut around the eye of Elijah Williams as well.
Well, the protocol here is first to have to take it to, yeah. All right, we're working on it.
An obvious clash of heads here, and if this one cannot continue, it would be a no contest. It would kind of throw our tournament into disarray here, Sean.
Absolutely. I mean, this is why we don't see a lot of tournaments. There's a cut, somebody moves on, but then he can't fight because he's on, you know, 30-minute suspension, whatever the case may be, prolongs the training regimen, the whole 9, you know. So that's one of the dark spots of having a tournament. Sometimes it gets prolonged.
Yeah, you got to have those standby fighters. You got to have the Alan Greens and the Glenn Johnsons of the world, right? Like in the Super 6. And Najeem Johns in the neutral corner right now, really blinking and pawing at his eye.
Yeah.
So the continuation of this fight in question. Najeem Johns talking to his corner right now, and we'll see how this one develops, but Elijah Williams just popping that jab right towards that gash immediately.
I love the energy right now, but I can tell you guys, Jones is very uncomfortable with what happened. Very uncomfortable. Both cuts are manageable. I want to say that. Both cuts aren't deep enough that they can't be managed. But now we're going to now also test the corners as well.
Big right hand over the top from Elijah Williams a moment ago. That blood is just smeared across the face of Johns. And that clash of heads has changed the dynamic of this fight entirely. And you see Williams now, either because of the cut or the confidence or the intensity that he has right now, just starting to step to the spaces where he wasn't going before.
I can't imagine these guys know the rules at this point, but the bottom line is if this fight gets stopped on a cut, it'll become a no contest. But should it complete the 4th round, then it goes to a decision. So both guys got to win out all the way up until the end of that 4th round, at the least.
Yeah, so one way or another, this has created some desperation in this fight as Johns continuing to paw at that cut.
Oh, the other part that everybody loves about boxing, guess what? When there's cut, you have an opportunity to hit it and open it up. You know, so both guys now, I think if anything, they understand there's a cut, let me aim for it.
Remember the ominous message from Elijah Williams. You're going to see pain here tonight. He has a glaring opportunity to produce some.
Absolutely. Also explains the energy from the corner. They're very they're uneasy with the patience that he's showing. They want him to step it up.
Gain momentum. You got time to on him. Get rid of it. Go like that.
Get ready to see spot now.
We'll get a look at the head, but I believe this is it right here. That straight right hand landed right there from Williams. I think the headbutt's coming up. Here it is. Laying it down and one coming up. That's just kind of how it goes. No one did anything wrong. It just is a part of the game, you know? But like I said before, neither cut is unmanageable. As we can see, this round starting, both cuts have been stopped.
And Najeem Johns looking a lot more comfortable coming off of his stool. And I don't want to say that we necessarily saw panic from Najeem Johns in the previous round, but he was deeply uncomfortable, you know, with that gash. After sitting down and having it treated, he does look a lot different in terms of his body language.
And sometimes it depends on how the cut happens, you know. It was an incidental headbutt. Someone's coming up, the other one's coming down. It happens, but I think if anything, Johns was just uneasy with how that cut came about.
See Williams just touching Johns to the body with a jab, looking for the right hand. Williams' corner and his trainer, Leonard Lee, asking just for the basic 1-2. So he looks for it there. Nice chopping shot there from Williams.
This is where Williams is successful. That bully that he calls himself, I mean, it's effective. It works for him, but the moments that he doesn't let his hands go, he waits for Johns. Johns, he takes advantage of those moments, and he gets the better of it. But right now, I feel that Williams is doing what needs to be done.
Williams has been getting some excellent sparring with Cordell Booker. Very slick southpaw. Very similar look to what he's seeing right now in Najeem Johns. Albeit much more experienced than Johns, obviously. And there's a nice body shot right to the chest of Johns with the right hand from Williams.
Love it. That's what we get with a southpaw and the orthodox. We get a lot of back and forth. I swing, I miss, you swing, you miss the counter. You know, it's always the comeback game when it's a southpaw and an orthodox fighter. The one that goes and goes and goes is the one that has the upper hand.
Right. It's the second or third movement that's going to land.
It's you go, I go, you go, you go. You know what I mean?
Williams showing a different look here.
Good jab, and a nice uppercut.
Clash of heads again.
We can harp on it all day and all night. Also, them being a southpaw and the orthodox, that's a part of the game. Their heads are right in line to clash. It's a part of it, you know? Johns doesn't like it. And not that he's supposed to, but those are the things you just have to ignore.
Listen, don't worry about him holding you. Touch this one. Let your hands go. Finish him off. Let your hands go. Let him go.
Yes. Yes. Hold on, Naj. Hold on. Go. Naj.
Use your hands. Let your hands go, son. You can end this fight.
We got to get to him, bro. Okay? We got to wake up now, all right?
Listen. Eli, touch his body, then touch his head, all right? Finish him off. 1-7,
I feel like
1-6.
Williams is much more effective this round.
1-5. They didn't.
It's him bullying, finally deciding to be that bully this last round. Didn't manage to keep it up, but I think I feel like he did enough to win that round. Nice looping right hand coming from Williams. I think that was the best punch landed that round. I love talking over replays.
Let's work, son. Let's work.
I mean, I love it.
Let's work, Eli. Let's work.
Round 4 begins. And our Sofia Gutierrez was in the corner between rounds. Sofia, what do you have for us?
Touch him up. Touch him up. Touch him up. He gonna come to you. Touch him up.
Thank you so much, Sofia. And both corners insisting that their fighter move forward.
Yeah, this round gets completed. Now we completely ignore the cuts, and it's all about what the score is, you know? Should this fight end now, it just becomes a no contest. So both fighters definitely have to do everything they need to do to win this round.
Yeah, which meant for the Johns corner, if they were going to say, okay, I can't see, you know, let's opt out of this, that was their opportunity. At this point, you have to take your chances with the scorecards one way or another.
Yep. Nobody thinks that way. Nobody, you know, wants to opt out. However, sometimes it's about making the right decision. I don't think that's a decision for either of these camps to make, though. Both camps are very much so in this fight. I actually have Williams winning this fight right now, just 2 rounds to 1. The first round was extremely close, and the last round close as well. Three close rounds even.
Yeah, if you were scoring purely off of body language, you'd be scoring it for Elijah Williams. But of course, that is not how you score rounds. But a lot of that negative or uncomfortable looking body language from Najeem Johns is entirely because of the cut.
Absolutely. And me as a judge, I don't know how other judges are, but me as a judge, I would be ignoring that body language and focusing on the body language of who's trying to win. And even from that respect, it looks very close. Both guys look like they're trying to win, but I feel like Williams is doing a better job of it.
I mean, Johns was blinking his way over to the doctor. I mean,
our cameraman has the worst angle. Goodness.
So action resumes here. Less than a minute left to go in the round. One way or another, Johns has been deeply plagued by this cut.
You want to get someone fired today?
No, of course not.
I wanted to see that cut.
I'm pro-labor.
Yeah, I mean, I do believe that the complexion of this fight has changed since the cuts have happened. We know it's a headbutt. We know it's incidental. But Williams choosing not to focus on it. Johns doing the latter.
Yes, baby. Let's go, bully. Step back in. Step back in. Show him what it is. Show him what it is.
Gotta like that from Williams there a moment ago. Fighters getting separated. Williams not taking too many steps back, just trying to stay in there, trying to keep the pressure on Johns.
Absolutely. This round ends. Now we're able to go to the scorecards. The adjustment I believe Johns needs to make, he needs to get low, get to the body, and stop trying to box from the outside with a long-rangey guy who has speed just like him.
He want to fucking work, bro. He wants to shoot, wait for you to shoot, bro. Fuck that. Walk him the fuck down, bro. We got to wake up, bro. We're going into the later round time. We got to get to it, bro. Come on. You got that draw in you, bro. We got to get to work, bro. Let's get it, okay?
I'm not. Keep saying, use that one and then go get him. Right? When he come in, you touch him with that right hand. He come in, you check out with the left and the right. Check out on him. Hurt him. Stop playing. All right?
got to look at that cut on the forehead of Najeem Johns, and that is about a quarter deep and a quarter wide.
Oh, you got to
and
see
just
it, huh?
flowing down.
Yeah. Okay. You're just trying to keep make sure the cameraman keeps his job.
We've got a private feed over here, and yes, of course.
Look at that private feed. Huh? Yeah. Look, more aggression from Johns. The standing straight up is not the move. He's got to get low, get to the inside, and work his way up on the taller opponent.
Let's go. Ooh. Yes, Eli.
No time to stop for Johns, you know? Johns kind of playing by the rules, and Williams not so much so, you know?
Let's touch him up. He don't want to be in there. Let's go, Eli.
Well, again, you know, we keep harping on the cut and the impact that it's had, but in a very fundamental way, Elijah Williams has one thing that he's thinking about, and it's just applying pressure and landing punches. Johns, his focus is clearly, it's on his opponent, but every 20 seconds or so, he's still pawing at it, and he's worrying about what he can't do rather than whatever he has left.
Yeah. I don't know if this is a part of his game. Doesn't look like it is, but if I was him, I'd go jab, and then straight to the body, you know, get on the inside of Williams, you know. Look, he's aiming high, and every single time he misses is because Williams gets down and makes a miss. Aim low, find your mark.
Discipline. Right now. Right there, Naj. Right there. Don't wait, Naj. Come on. There you go.
This left hand connects there from Johns.
Let's work.
Single shot, and now getting wrapped up by Elijah Williams.
That right there was what I saw a bump and a punch coming from Johns. That's what he needs to do. Earlier I said he's playing by the rules. When we get in close, it's let's wait on the ref to break us. No rule telling you to stop. You stop it because you're choosing to. That time the bump off move was the make.
You want him to bully the bully.
You gotta bully the bully. Okay, that's like that. If I'm his corner, that's exactly what I'm telling you. Push the bully back and show him. Somebody yell something.
Someone behind us yelling, show him how Newburgh gets down. Newburgh, New York, the hometown of Elijah.
I thought I heard a new bird.
Let's go. 1-2, Eli. 1-2.
So Johns now in a posture of wanting to be a bully, but there's no offense coming. Now he's got it's one thing to push your opponent back, look like you're going to do it with actually punching.
So Johns again, trying to work his way free, lands a chopping left hand. A messy round, but perhaps a better one for Najeem Johns.
Agreed, 100%. Another close round. These all have been relatively close rounds, though.
Stop letting him judge you. You already know. Look at his corner. He got everybody from his place in his corner. You gotta beat this dude up. You gotta stop him. I don't need this again.
The sixth and final round.
You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Listen.
Look at that posture coming from Johns, but he didn't take advantage of it. That round, Elijah able to continue to let his hands go on both sides, offensively, and even from that standpoint of smothering Johns as well. Much better control round from Williams.
Sixth and final round of our second semifinal contest between Elijah Williams and Najeem Johns. It's been a bloody and messy contest at times, and there haven't really been extended periods of one fighter really holding on to the momentum yet, Sean.
Yeah, we have not seen that the entirety of this fight. You know, I didn't even bother getting into the whole angle situation you have with the orthodox and the southpaw, the foot spacing and all those kinds of things. Didn't seem like those guys were exactly aware of it. But the bottom line is this right here: the bully has to be the bully, and Johns has to bully the bully. This fight could very well come down to this last round.
Let's work, Eli.
Well, credit to Johns, who seems to have regained his composure in there. Not saying that he fully lost it really at any point, but clearly was plagued by that cut, and particularly in round 5, seemed to have swept that to the side and decided that even if it isn't pretty, just getting to the inside and being a little bit busier, as he gets admonished there for maybe doing a little bit of hitting and holding.
Yeah, doing what he needs to do. You know, both guys have done a pretty good job with the guy across from him. My thing with boxing, I love taking control. You know, so it's hard for me to watch a fight where I see neither guy truly knowing how to take control and then doing that.
There you go, work him. Why you stop?
See, the whole restart process. You know, it's restart, you punch, I punch, you punch, I punch, and then we restart.
173, baby. 173.
Hard right hand connects there from Williams.
That same sweeping right hand.
And in a fight where there aren't too many clean eye-catching moments, it can be those singular shots that are difference makers.
Yep, you have hit it on the head. And from Williams, that seems to be, that I think could be the case for Williams, where he's landed the eye-catching shots that if a ref has to decide who won, they say, oh, well, he landed that big blow.
I mean, Elijah Williams has had as many rounds in his last 2 fights as Najeem Johns has fought in his entire career.
I saw that. Good left hand from Johns right there.
Let's close the door.
Final 10 seconds of the 6th and final round. The scorecards could be very interesting. A tough night for the judges deciding what's going on in this one.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I thought the other one was pretty much a sweep, a landslide for the sake of words. What's that?
But whereas in that fight, I think the scorecard for Randy Zazueta a little bit puzzling. I think we can both agree on that. In this case, I think it genuinely is a very difficult fight to score.
Yeah, it's difficult. I have it 4-2, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds that could have gone either way.
Sure.
So I have it 4-2 for Williams. I feel like he, for the most part, took control, landed the more significant punches, blows throughout the fight. Either guy really had control at any point in this fight, though, to be honest with you. So, we'll see. Also, the body language of John throughout the fight after that headbutt may have done something to the judges as well.
All right, looks like the scorecards are now in the ring. They're in the hands of Lupe Contreras. Let's find out who is headed to the finals.
After going the distance inside the Red Owl boxing ring, the official scorecard reads as follows. Judge Stoner scores the bout 57-57, even a draw. Overruled by Judges Moss, who scores about 59-55, and Judge Isaac, who scores about 58-56, in favor of the winner by way of majority decision. And moving on, in the Shadow Fight Good Super Lightweight Tournament, the Bully, Elijah Williams.
So messy as it was, Elijah Williams gets the job done. You heard the scores, 57-57 even on the first scorecard, but then overruled 59-55 and 58-56 for the Bully, Elijah Williams, who will improve to 9-1 and who will advance to the tournament finals against Deion Jones, and that looks like it's going to be a fascinating matchup, Sean.
Oh man, that does. That should be very high energy and should be interesting to watch. We got a guy across from Jones with a little more experience, Williams. We'll see if he can stabilize the unpredictable, athletic Deion Jones.
Yeah, very well put. Elijah Williams now 9-1. Coming into this fight after that buzzer beater of a knockout over Wesley Rivers. A very different looking fight here tonight against Najeem Johns. But a monumental one for him as it places him in the tournament finals.
Thank you, man.
And look at this. Sophia getting in there. An intrepid reporter doing what she needs to do to get the story. Sophia Gutierrez is standing by.
Elijah, congrats on the win tonight. Of course, I have to talk about the headbutt that happened in that second round. Did seeing the blood motivate you? Did that make the bully really want to come out in this fight?
Yeah, kind of. You know, when I see blood, it makes me want to go. So definitely when I got cut, it made me want to push my foot on the gas.
I was in the corner listening to your coach. He was saying, get after him, get him, touch him. What else was he saying that I didn't catch?
That's all, really, just take the fight, you know, don't leave it in the judge's hands, and that's what we plan on doing.
Yeah, and I know this camp was tough. There was a lot of personal things that happened outside of the ring. What helped you, motivate you, and push you to get that win tonight?
Really just thinking about my little brother, you know. 19 years old, he's doing some time, so it kind of made me just push forward, and I'm doing this for him.
You pushed forward, you got that win. This locks your spot for the tournament happening in November. How does that feel?
It feels amazing, you know, to be back here on the zone again and definitely fighting in my first tournament, so it feels good.
All right, we got to bring on Deion Jones, who you're going to be facing in November for a face-off. Deion.
Ladies and gentlemen, you see them in the ring. The finals are set.